We have identified as intermediaries in the CLE ADCO diversion scheme. These companies exhibit minimal operational history, that there's no business in these entities. There's nothing. It's just a series of names used. These are pass-through entities. Their function is to just receive these diverted funds and then send them onwards. Yeah. So there were 25 entities that conduits for diversion of funds from CLE as on 2013. These companies received funds through CCDs, non-convertible revenue, preference shares, NCRP and advances. So we have identified CCD represents 15 companies received that amount, 3,789 crores. NCRP as recipients were 8 companies. Advances went to 2 categories, basically against purchase of shares and capital advances. So that we have broken it up into different sections and how the money moved in which form. So as of June 13, we identified the network wasn't just domestic. We identified a network of 26 foreign shell companies used for the diversion. We traced at least 14 of these entities to offshore tax havens like Jersey, BVI and Cyprus. They received money from ADG companies like ADCO Ventures and Reliance InnoVenture. What is the geographical distribution of these companies? Jersey, there were 4 entities, British Virgin Islands, 5 entities, Cyprus, another 5 entities. This we have, there could possibly be more, but this is what we have identified. Now we move to the next stage of, which one is this? Could we just go back a second? Yeah, okay, next one. This is a list of all the 26 entities that served as conduits for fund diversion. Within 3 to 4 years, these companies were grouped into 6 to 10 entities and merged with the promoter group companies. I mean, this is a frequent pattern that they have. They create these entities, then they merge them with promoter group entities. So they disappear overnight. The ADCO Venture merger strategy. So the merged entities, so we have identified the merged entities and what was the strategic purpose. Before the merger of ADCO, these entities were merged into 6 entities to create a complex box structure. The funds were diverted in the form of non-convertible debentures to ADCO Ventures Limited, etc., which were plowed back to promoter group companies at a huge premium. The 6 companies which were used as consolidation companies, here are their names. The names of how they consolidated these after 3-4 years of fund diversion. These 25 companies were merged with 6 promoter group companies, and these are the names of those promoter group companies. So basically, it ended up a round trip. You divert funds from your listed entities and give it back to yourself in a different form. Now we move to Reliance Capital, another listed entity, and how they basically took out the money from Reliance Home Finance, Reliance Commercial Finance and Reliance Corp Advisory. So the amounts are there. Reliance Home, basically the modus operandi that they used was diverting nearly 7,965 crores in loans to 49 entities which were routed back to ADAJ promoter companies. Then Reliance Com Finance again gives a loan of 4,980 crores to 27 entities routed back to the promoters. Ultimately, Reliance Corp Advisory is 1,400 crores LSD used as kickback to other promoter groups like DHFL. Basically, it was a very funny quote that I give you a loan and you give me a loan in my other promoter-based companies. So this was a quid pro quo that was happening. So they siphoned off basically 7,965 crore Reliance Home, advancing loans to 49 entities. The recipient entities are 49 entities. Ultimate beneficiaries were 14. All of them were NPS. And the source of diverted funds was loans secured from various public sector funds. These loans became non-performing assets, and the company was acquired by Autumn Investments and Infrastructure through a CIRP process before the NCLT. So essentially what you are seeing is Autumn in NCLT proceedings acquires, like you go to the next slide, you will see what magic happened. So it distributes loans to 49 entities that become non-performing assets. These companies share suspicious common addresses, email IDs, shareholding patterns, no business activities. Some names of divergent company profiles are listed below. Financial services, real estate, media, entertainment. So these are the kind of companies which loans were sent to. Then SEBI also in its findings of irregularities against Reliance Home Finance says that these monies, it lists the amount of crores each was routed back, confirming the systematic diversion of funds. This is the SEBI data, this is not our data. In fact, all our data is basically from MCA companies data. We have given you a list of nearly 500 companies which you can download because we can't do bulk data provisioning for our readers and viewers. From NCLT court orders, SEBI orders, court orders, your multiple foreign jurisdiction, foreign entities, sources, and many others. So basically, a bulk of our story is sourced from public documents. So there is nothing. If you go and see our annexures on our website, there is a host of annexures that you will see, more than 50 annexures, which detail the whole fraud and diversion. So it is not something that we are making up in thin air. There is irrefutable proof about all these transactions that has happened.